PSY399 is the capstone unit for psychology students at Macquarie University. During Session 2, 2016, we followed a number of students as they made their way through the unit.
I've always been interested in psychology. I think people are the most amazing thing.
I wanted to experiment with that area just in case, having tried marketing, if psychology was something I wanted to maybe progress.
I lived with a French family for about 5 months. The father, I just became really interested in what he did, and so during my gap year I declined the offer from Wollongong and I applied to Macquarie for a Bachelor of Arts Psychology.
When I was younger I wanted to do theatre just because I love working with people. So that's why I decided to study psychology.
Finally into marketing as sort of my main degree, major. Sort of combine both those areas, the creative and then the bit of the analytical.
I was just set on being the ambassador of Australia, living over there, fixing everyone's problems.
To say that I can do the business aspects, but then I've also got this other range of skills.
I'm definitely expecting to grow as a person, sort of broaden my skill set.
I'm not really sure whether I'm, ready to take on a lot of responsibility. I still feel quite young.
Midway through the session, we interviewed the students while they were on their placement to gain an understanding of their current experience.
I'm a community engagement officer with Savills at the moment, looking to develop and engage the community about a new education facility. Growing up in the traditional education model that we have, the idea that they're introducing this new one adds that extra level of sort of, you're trying to sell this idea to an entire community of very diverse people. You sort of have to be able to sell it to yourself before you can sell it to them.
So my PACE activity is called Strong Children, Strong Communities, and it is located down in Liverpool. It came to me quite smoothly, like working with the kids, managing the day. We've been primarily collecting data at this point to sort of identify issues that are important to the children.
For my PACE activity, I went to Fiji and I worked with an NGO called Empower Pacific, where I had the chance to develop an assessment tool which we used to evaluate the services that the NGO had provided post-cyclone, which was a really unique opportunity.
This placement has also really helped me understand my degree in terms of working it out as a combination of commerce and psychology. Working as a group has been a major milestone there. 4 very different people all coming together to be able to answer, to work on this one question.
I've never felt like an outsider, and I guess it's because I'm Indian as well. So for me, being able to connect, when I went out to do the surveys, I actually spoke in Hindi with the participants. Any of the participants that came from an Indo-Fijian background, I conducted those surveys in my language. And for me, that was such an amazing experience, especially living in Sydney. I don't get to practice Hindi as much because I'm constantly speaking English on an everyday basis. But to just come here and, just connect with these people on such an intimate level was definitely so rewarding.
We were a little bit over-prepared, or maybe too academically prepared and not like practically prepared kind of thing. So when our supervisor said, okay guys, we need to analyse the data, our brains went straight to our, scholastic, academic kind of preparation that we have, instead of being like, okay, so practically, what is the best way to analyse this data to get real results that everyone will understand? Like, uni doesn't prepare you for an office environment, it doesn't prepare you for working with kids. Either life prepares you for it or you just learn it right then on the spot.
At the end of the session, we asked the students to reflect on their experience and provide insights into their personal and professional development.
You have to look beyond your sort of academic learning. You have to draw on it, but you have to look beyond it.
I haven't been back to my country in about 10 years. So for me, that was a really big boost. I just felt such an amazing sense of connection.
it's given me a lot more to think about now, which was sort of not really where I wanted to go. I sort of wanted to to define something out of this.
You have to be real with people. If you make a mistake with time organisation, anything like that, you just have to be real with them. You can't there's not much to fall back on except for yourself.
It was very different from being at uni, whereas if you're doing a group assignment or something, you know, one person will slack off or something like that. Whereas we all had to pull our weight because we knew that this was serious and this was like, you know, out in the real world.
Now I can consider the different approaches to what commerce, like what a combination of commerce and psychology can be, other than just sort of a new marketing perspective. It's also this more people perspective.
And it's given me more to think about, you know, do I want a normal 9-to-5 job working in an office?
I'm able to say now that I know what it takes to be in a professional situation, but then I also know what it's like sort of on the ground, where not everything is as calculated as it may be on paper.
I think adaptability and flexibility, those were the two skills I really gained out of this PACE placement.
So the practical experience is basically just saying, can you do what you've been training to do? And it's sort of the training wheels of that before you're sort of thrown into the deep end.
The cultural aspect of it was so huge, and I think that was the most rewarding part of the trip, and that's probably what's going to motivate me to go to Fiji again.
During their PSY399 placement, students have gained a first impression of their career direction. Macquarie University will follow these students on their professional journey after graduation.